The global focus on climate change and decarbonising our economy is highlighting the world's reliance on our energy systems and the need for a secure and a sustainable long-term solution. Joining us now with more is Dr. Luke Kirke, the CEO and co-founder of the Green Bond Corporation. Luke, it's great to have you with us today. Now, you've long been an expert in this space. Are you concerned about the security of our energy systems?
It's troubling times, or I'll have to say we're experiencing some headwinds globally and also regionally, if not nationally. Every country is experiencing energy security issues, which is being propagated or unhelped by the issues we are seeing in the Ukraine war. As a result of such pressures, we're seeing energy supply being strained. We're seeing energy supply and also cost of living increases as well. We saw those issues here in Australia, where we had basic requests to step back our usage in case of blackouts. China this week has also issued similar sort of warnings to its consumers. In addition to that, earlier this week, Germany was earmarking the potential in onlining its coal stations, its coal-fired power stations again, to address such energy security issues, which is in stark contrast, one could argue, in its climate policy initiatives.
These are big issues, and as you've just discussed, they're happening everywhere. You know, they're happening on a global stage. I mean, how far are we from gaining some kind of energy security?
Well, again, this is a global issue, and it's probably perfect timing for the world to start questioning its own way in generating such energy. Obviously, we need to make energy generation more sustainable, and that's through the use of renewables, i.e. solar, wind, geothermal, offshore, onshore wind, even hydrogen, which can be used in gas-fired power stations in the future. On a national basis, Australia has made significant inroads into actually addressing such energy requirements, but it needs a long way to go as well.
What part do critical minerals play in this story, Luke?
That's a very interesting question, Oriel. Critical minerals are essential for us to decarbonise the global economy. Critical mineral includes copper, for instance. Little people know that there's 83 kilograms of copper in a battery-powered vehicle and 830 kilograms in a 1.5 megawatt wind turbine. That's a lot of copper. So the world needs to secure its critical minerals to assist us in transitioning from where we are now to where we need to be tomorrow.
So how do we manage this going forward? You've talked about the fact that this is a global issue, which indeed it is, but that's essentially saying that we need to bring the international community together on this.
We do, and we would hope that COP21, the more recent COP26 and the impending COP27 will help us to do that. But we need more than just promises. We need actual deliverables and commitments and dedicated action to meeting our 2050 targets. The race to 2050 through this decade of action is not a sprint, it's a marathon, Oriel, and we need to make a concerted effort to doing that together.
What are the steps then required, Luke, to actually make this work?
Well, government form is a big part of this requirement. Government needs to issue policies, provide incentives, and provide an agenda for large corporations, even small ones, and providing such corporations a road or a pathway to addressing their own 2030 and 2050 commitments.
These are some significant changes, obviously, that need to be made. What about the capital side of these particular questions? Luke, obviously you're a finance when it comes to this type of question. How do we make this happen again on a global stage? What is the impetus that we need to see?
Again, this is a collaborative effort, Oriel. We need to see all institutions, no matter their orientation, dedicated towards this initiative and commitment. Financial markets play a big part in that. Financial markets can play a large part in directing capital at scale to projects that have environmental, climate and social benefits. Bonds are one such way of doing that, but not the only way. Bonds form part of the equation. As a way of example, the sovereign green bond issuances, for instance, but they only constitute 0.4% of total sovereign bond issuances. Whilst bonds play a good part, or a significant part, we need to see equities, other debt instruments aligning with green investment.
All right. Luke, a pleasure to have you with us. We really do appreciate your time. Thank you so much for joining us today.
Thank you, Oriel. Pleasure to talk to you as always.
Dr. Luke Kirke with us there, here on the APAC Network.